So let's get started. For the purpose of the exercise, I have chosen the song Cocaine by Eric Clapton that most of you must know. In order to find your song, definitely Google can be your best friend. I can also recommend you to go to a site called Ultimate Guitar, where you will find most of the popular songs in basically the format you want. That's what I'm going to do now. There are, however, two mandatory requirements that you need to bear in mind. The tracks that you want to download will need to be in Guitar Pro format. That will allow you then to generate the MIDI tracks that you will need to produce your remix. And the selected track needs as well to include a track for the vocal. Typically those tracks are created using a simple instrument, and they will just recreate the melody of the voice while the singer sings the song. That's essential because that's the track that you're going to use to feed then into Vocaloid in order to have the vocal part of your remix being done. So let's have a listen to what we have here. We're now ready to go to step 2, create your MIDI tracks. For that, if you're using Ultimate Guitar, you simply go to the bottom of the page and you download the Guitar Pro tab. Then you go to Guitar Pro, you open the file that you just downloaded, and you can see here that this file actually included 10 tracks. And at the top of the tracks you see that we have the vocals that are available. You will then export this Guitar Pro file into MIDI files, and this is when you'll be able to start working with your DAW. An alternative to Guitar Pro is to use Tux Guitar. Tux Guitar is a free application that you can download from the internet. So you can search it, install it, and you'll be able to, in the same way, open the Guitar Pro file within the Tux Guitar application. You will have the same 10 tracks that we had in the Guitar Pro, and you can as well export the tracks into MIDI files that you will then be able to reuse. So step 3, it's time now to move to your DAW and prepare your session. As I mentioned, in my case I'm using Logic Pro, but you can use any DAW that you may have. So the first thing to do is to import the MIDI file that you just created using either Guitar Pro or Tux Guitar into your DAW. When you import it, you will see that the 10 tracks will be automatically created, and you need to import it with the tempo so that you ensure that your DAW will synchronize automatically with the MIDI tracks that you are importing. Once you have your 10 tracks being created, what I recommend is to create a stack folder so that you can actually separate those tracks from the rest of the song that you're going to create. You then move back to Google and you search for the lyrics of the song that you can copy and paste into your DAW. If you are using Logic Pro, you can paste them into the notes section that you have on the top right of the application. So this is a little bit what it sounds like without any further modifications. Next step is to materialize the chorus, verses, bridges that you have in your song using the markers from your DAW. For that, you will use the vocal track that you see on top here, called vocal deep organ. Actually, this is the instruments that was used to produce this track. At this stage, it is time to select the tracks that you want to use in your final remix and decide on the instruments that you're going to use. So as I said, it can be either instruments coming with your DAW or plugins that you have. It can really be anything. One good thing that I also recommend while doing your remix is to change the tempo. So let's change here the original tempo at 105. Let's change it to 80 and see how it sounds like. One more tip here, and this is regarding the drums track. I do not recommend to reuse the drum track that came from the MIDI file, because most probably your remix will sound far too close to the original. What I usually do is to use my own plugin for drums, and in that case you see I'm using Nerve. But you can use the plugin of your choice and simply use the tempo that you have selected to create a rhythm that can go with the track. That will give you a far more original novelty to the song that you are remixing. So we're entering now the last step of the remixing, which is to me the most amazing. It is the creation of the vocals using Vocaloid. The first thing you need to do is to export the track, the single track, where you have the vocals of your song, to extract it as a MIDI file. You then create a new track with Vocaloid, and this is where the magic will happen. So what you need to do is to import the MIDI track, the MIDI vocals that you've just exported from your DAW. That should give you a precise pattern to actually paste the lyrics that you have copied from Google before. You then need to select a Vocaloid singer. You select a style, and I'm selecting now again and again, but you have a load of styles to choose from. So this is how it sounds like before pasting the lyrics. You can now just refer back to the notes that you've pasted in your DAW and start typing the actual lyrics of the song.
If you wanna hang out,
And this is what we are ending with.
if you wanna hang out, you're gonna take our control. If you wanna get down on that road, go.
Oh, here we have a little glitch. So there was an additional note that was added in the original file. So you just delete it and readjust the words, and you get your vocals absolutely mapping the tempo, the rhythm, and the melody. And what I also like to do is that for notes that last longer than others, to put a little bit vibrato into the voice, so it's a little bit nicer. And you can add this vibrato to all the notes that are a bit longer than others. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell if you enjoyed the session and don't want to miss the next one. Thank you very much.